Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Gooner Gathering. I am Gooner Lee Meads, joined by the prettiest girl in all the sports entertainment. I'm joined by Amy today.
You mean your daughter?
Yeah. She's been very good today, haven't you? And we're going to be as professional as we can be as we talk about Brentford versus Arsenal today, aren't we? We are also joined, Amy, by the poshest man in sports entertainment, and that would be Posh Bertie, who's just over there. Hello, sir. How are you?
Hello. I'm well. I'll be honest, it was a bit of a hard watching Brentford v Arsenal, but we're here anyway. And apart from the 88th minute, though, which is good.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm doing great. We're top of the league, and I forgot to show you. Oh my God, your microphone's going off. I forgot to show you before you went off there. I've got this for Christmas.
Oh, look at that! Amazing.
So, 1st of December, this will go on.
Ho, ho, ho. Happy Easter, everyone. As you can see, ladies and gentlemen, I am feeling daddy duty right now. And she's about to strangle me as I struggle to come to terms with this broadcast, which I'm sure is going to go absolutely splendidly.
I think she's happy about the result.
That's what it is. Either that or she's happy that she's just spent the day with Nanny. And Nanny, bless her heart, everybody, was kind enough to say, do you want to go and watch the football? And I did. So I now know that she's home and happy. And we are here to talk about what happened during the game. What I think we'll do, Posh, as Amy's trying to do somersaults off the sofa, flipping hell, this is going to go well, isn't it? I can just feel this is going to go really good. Let's punch in the starting lineup. And for you, were there any surprises in what was lining up here?
So I'll go through the lineup first. First of all, hello Stacey in the chat, and hello Steve Wilson as well. Good to see you. A sign of champions grinding his heart like that. Hopefully that will be the case. Fingers crossed.
Absolutely.
So obviously David Raya couldn't play because Brentford is at the moment are his parent club. So Aaron Ramsdale was in goal, and boy did we know it. Tomiyasu at the back, Saliba and Gabriel at centre back, Zinchenko at the left back, who I thought had a very good game tonight. Declan Rice, speaking of someone who had a phenomenal game, as always.
Man of the match for me.
Yeah. Great minds think alike. Trossard in the formerly the Xhaka role, which was surprising for me. Saka, Martinelli and Jesus as the front three. I'm surprised to see that all of our four attackers are playing at the same time. Trossard, Saka, Martinelli and Jesus. I was expecting Jorginho, Rice and Odegaard in the midfield. But it looks like, well, hindsight is a wonderful thing, but it looked like
Sorry.
No, he's the goalkeeper.
Oh,
we were going to go all out attack, but based on how we performed, it wasn't like that at all. However, it was interesting to see our all four attackers playing at the same time. Anyway, subs. Karl Heinz, as you've just mentioned there.
Yeah.
Ben White, Cedric, Kivior, Jorginho, Mo, Nelson, and Nketiah, and super sub number 29, who we will get to in a minute.
There he is. So I must admit, I thought it was quite bold for us to go with that starting 11, resting the likes of Nketiah and Havertz for later on. I thought that was quite a bold move. In all seriousness, it was quite fun to see it going out, like you said, almost all-out attack, really, like with one pivot in midfield.
On paper, anyway.
Yeah, absolutely. With Declan sort of just looking after the central defenders. Quite nice to see Ben White amongst the subs. Although he only played a few minutes, it was nice to see him amongst the squad after injury. Jesus making a start after playing 90 minutes. Cheers, Brazil. Against Argentina on, I think it was Wednesday early hours into Thursday morning, I believe. And and again, like lining up Martinelli and Saka. So what? How did your expectations going into it? How were you feeling? And were you confident?
Well, it's a game that if we want to be the champions, if you want to be top of the tree, it's a game we should be winning. Yes, Brentford away is very much a banana skin type place to go to. But listen, we managed to beat them 1-0, funnily enough, with a rotated squad in the Carabao Cup against a side who were full strength. Maybe we could try and do it again. I did predict a 1-0 to the Arsenal. I said 2-0, let's be honest. I predicted 2-0, and I did predict that it'd be a tough one.
It was.
It was very tough, the first half. I think it was, painful to watch in terms of the way we played, and painful to watch because good old Aaron Ramsdale giving the ball away to the opposition for the umpteenth time.
But
Declan Rice, magnificent in goal, clearing a shot off the line.
Let's go into that, shall we? Because I would have thought it would have been a very difficult game for Ramsdale to come into. Obviously, all eyes are on him. David Raya's in the stands watching it as well, catching up with his old buddies over in Brentford. And you'd just be hoping to have a nice, simple sort of occasion where you won't have any issues on your distribution or whatever. And then what does he go and do?
He Ramsdales it up. But luckily it didn't go in the back of the net. It
was a short goal kick, right? And Gabriel taking the goal kick, Ramsdale sort of trying to kick it out and made a bit of a mess of it, in all fairness.
Luckily, our £105 million bargain, Declan Rice, managed to clear it off the line. Very last ditch. It happened with Zinchenko as well, but I'm sure we'll get to that down the line. But yeah,
if I can remember, yes. Like I said, I have been down to the local pub, so I might have had a couple of beverages potentially.
Local pub.
What you're talking about? It's all good. Oh hell yeah! But so yeah, we had that sort of rude awakening. I've got to say, despite all his hiccups particularly in the first half, I do think he did recover reasonably well. Actually, Aaron,
in the second half, yeah,
certainly did. There was a few crosses he came to, particularly near the end of the game, where he actually came and had a couple of solid hands too, and he sort of redeemed himself a little bit. I'll be honest with you, I don't know how many more games Aaron's going to play for Arsenal, frankly.
This might be his last one.
Well, depending on injuries, suspensions and all that sort of thing. I know what you're saying. But, basically that is because silly old Goonly Meads forgot to mention on our previous stream that it is pretty much set in stone that David Raya is going to put pen to paper on a permanent contract for Arsenal. Before we sort of carry on this match, your thoughts on Raya and signing a permanent deal?
I've got no qualms about it, in my opinion. I think overall, I think Raya's been decent for us. I've got absolutely nothing against that. I know that some fans will be upset because of Ramsdale and everything, but look, I think his time, whether you like Ramsdale or not, has come and gone with the Raya signing, and the permanent signing of Raya, I think, kind of seals the deal, really. Whether Ramsdale leaves in January or leaves in the summer, who knows? But I think it's looking likely that David Raya is our undisputed number one goalkeeper. And like I said, you know what? I don't mind that at all.
Absolutely. You actually, goodness me, we've gone 10 minutes. I don't think we've disagreed with each other yet. That's just bizarre, isn't it? But it's a fair point. Absolutely fair. There is no place for sentiment in picking a team. I think with the signing of Ramsdale, when he signed him, it was considered like a younger, perhaps an upgrade on Leno. I quite like Leno as a goalkeeper, but his distribution wasn't particularly great, right? You understand what I mean?
Yeah.
And Ramsdale, he has had what? It was on one of the graphics on TNT tonight, something like 27, 28 clean sheets or something. But tonight was a difficult watch.
I don't think Ramsdale is a ball-playing goalkeeper, and that's how Arteta wants to play.
Yeah.
Ramsdale is not a ball-playing keeper. I think he's a much better old-school keeper, just hoof it, Tony Pulis style.
Absolutely. I know what you mean. I know what you mean. But like I said, there's no room for sentiment. There's no room. Oh, he's an English lad. Let's put him in goal. There isn't any place for that. I actually think Raya's a better goalkeeper generally. Actually,
Brentford fans were chanting England's number 4 to Ramsdale. Apparently,
were they really? I did not hear that. Oh, that's sad, but hilarious at the same time. But fair play to him. There wasn't a great deal to talk about in the match. Do you know what I want to make sure we give credit to Brentford in how they played themselves? And what I mean is how they restricted, particularly, in my opinion, Saka and Martinelli in getting hold of the ball and how we moved the ball around, because there were so many players behind the ball. It was very difficult for us to find that space that our wide players particularly would thrive in. Do you understand what I mean?
I do. Anthony Herbert's in the chat. Good to see you. Big up, guys. The game was boring. I agree. No passion or flair. No, Ric Flair wasn't in the game. We can't play like this on Wednesday night against Lons. No, and I don't think we will play like that. Fingers crossed.
Different completely, I think.
At the Emirates and everything, I think. But yeah, you were right. The game was boring. I'm pleased we won. Don't get me wrong, and I'm pleased we are, as the subheading says here, top of the league. I'm pleased we're top.
Come on.
But the game was a bore fest. It was a bore fest. But at the end of the day, 3 points is all that matters, and I'm just pleased we're top.
I mean, it was spoken about in the live commentary on TNT, wasn't it? That possession stats were an absolute landslide, but we were finding it extremely difficult to get anywhere. Like even shots on goal were difficult. However, Stacey thinks we should have watched Doctor Who. I'm not sure we've got a Doctor Who kind of related channel.
Shout out to my friend Jack Reed, as well as an Arsenal fan. He's a massive Doctor Who fan as well. So
fair.
Was in touch with him, and he said he switched when before Havertz scored. So yeah. But
interesting. I'll get into that in a bit. The only thing really to talk about, certainly in terms of Arsenal and attacking play, in the first half was Trossard's disallowed goal right near the end of the first half. What did you make of that? Offside given on VAR on this one.
I might be in the minority here, but it was offside. The goal was offside.
It was. What's happening in this stream?
the moment Trossard put the ball in the net, I thought that's not gonna count. That is offside. From the angle where he just scored, it looked like he was miles offside. However, it was a bit tighter than I thought. However, he was offside at the end of the day, and I think, it was actually a correct VAR decision against us.
Yeah, no, I do actually agree. On a second viewing of it, being I was in the busy pub that was making a lot of noise at the time. When you look at it again, you thought, oh dear, I don't think I'm glad I didn't tweet the image of Trossard going like this straight away, because that would have been embarrassing. However, However, we go into the break 0-0. What do you think Arteta would have said in the dressing room at half time? I'm really interested to know your thoughts on this.
Probably got his light bulbs out and did some one of those.
I
want to see you put your hands together and feel the warmth and the passion between the. I don't know. He probably said something stupid like that he did in the documentary.
Amy's laughing. Did you hear her?
He probably, I don't know. Probably keep playing the same, lads, because we played exactly the same in the second half.
Perhaps the subtle difference was that when Ramsdale was taking key goal kicks and stuff, he wasn't playing it as short as he might have been in the first half.
Yeah, I thought his distribution improved, I think, in the second half.
Yeah. One thing to bring up, was it a surprise for you? Because it wasn't for me, actually, that Jesus only lasted 60 minutes in this one. And bringing the main man on was obviously a great move.
I think it was the correct decision to take Jesus off. Obviously, as well, playing 90 minutes for Brazil, just coming off the back of an injury. In our shoes now, you don't want to risk anything. Take him off, make sure he's fit enough for Wednesday. And you know what? I would have put Havertz up front. Even before all the hindsight and everything.
That's interesting.
Because I'm sorry to say this, Nketiah won't. He wouldn't score in these types of games. But B,
he nearly did.
Need something. We need to go full on. Because we're desperate for a goal, we need a bit of route one action. We need to play a bit like Sam Allardyce, and I think we need to get a cross in the box, a big tall man, get a header in, and I think, the times Havertz has played up front for us, he's actually not been as frustrating as you'd think. So,
Goodness me, ladies and gentlemen, you hearing what I'm hearing?
I'm not saying he's the greatest signing ever. Don't put words in my mouth. But
I never said that. Don't start saying things like that.
No.
Don't start saying the word field tilt to me either. I don't want to hear it.
I wasn't saying that. I never. When have I said those words today? I haven't. But yeah,
I'm sure it was coming down the line. I'm sure.
No, it wasn't actually. But I would have played Havertz up front when Jesus was taken off.
Yeah, fair enough. What are you laughing at Uncle Posh? He is cool and he's very funny. You're right, Amy. You're right. So in our struggles for finding a winner, and let's be blatantly truthful about the whole affair. There wasn't a great deal of efforts on goal at all. For all Arsenal's possession, there wasn't a great deal to talk about, was there?
No, and it's been pretty much the story of our season so far, really, in terms of how we performed. There have been times when we try and go 1-0 up. This has happened all the time. It's how we start off most games, particularly at the Emirates. We have the most possession. We're dominant in possession, but we can't figure out, unless we have a moment of magic, we can't find a way to put the ball in the back of the net. It's been like that for most of this season. And just because you have the most possession doesn't mean you're going to win the whole game. But look, our possession was good. However, our shots at goal were dire. I think Saliba had a shot that went wide. Declan Rice had
following a deflection.
Okay.
Yeah.
Probably would have it gone in anyway? Probably not.
It could have gone anywhere with a deflection. You know how it is. You get a funny old spin on the ball. It could have gone anywhere. So, but I know what you're saying. We're kind of talking about efforts that we're sort of going into the bottom of the barrel trying to describe how exciting the game was, because it wasn't, let's be fair.
And speaking of efforts, though, Brentford could have easily gone 1-0 up in the second half as well. Who was it? It wasn't Neil Malpai. He put the ball wide for a corner, I think. I don't know. But it was someone else, and Zinchenko managed to clear it off the line, similar to with Declan Rice. So I mentioned both Rice and Zinchenko had good games. I thought those two clearances off the line, oh God, they performed better than Ramsdale, to be honest.
I mean that incident I thought was a goal. I know where you're talking about. I thought it was a goal for Brentford. So, and you know full well I'm not Zinni's biggest fan. As a footballer, I think he's brilliant, but as a defender, I don't think he's wonderful.
Yeah.
In terms of his positioning in that moment, I thought it was fantastic. And actually, I didn't see an awful lot of this inverted nonsense, as I like to call it today. I thought he was a little bit more disciplined and staying into sort of position, and he probably needed to be as well to keep our sort of shape about right. Because if there was a little bit of space out wide, I'm pretty sure as Brentford was set up, they were doing very well to double up on us. I know Amy's very loud in the background, by the way, guys. I'm sorry.
That's all right.
But I'm pretty sure they would have overloaded on one side, and that they could have very easily got in. So let's get into the crucial minute, shall we? Shall we get into the goal itself now?
Yes.
Trying to find it on YouTube right now, before I was trying to get on the stream, has been very difficult. So I can't.
Game's just ended.
Absolutely, but I'm not quite sure who put the ball into the penalty area for Kai. So you might be able to help me out on that one. But Havertz, I felt just watching the game live that the goal was coming. I even said that to the people I was sitting around with. I didn't think Brentford could actually sort of hold on as deep as they were for as long as they were holding on. I didn't think they were going to survive the game without conceding. And what you know, after a cross, I think it was from the right-hand side, if I'm not mistaken, Kai Havertz goes and dives like a salmon, if you like, showing that aerial threat that we've actually spoken about a little bit on the channel. But the difference on this occasion is he managed to keep it on target and he beat the goalkeeper.
So, obviously, I will talk about the goal, don't worry. But you mentioned how defensive Brentford were. I did, and you do want me to give them credit. I did think they were very organised.
Absolutely.
Whilst we had the more possession, they were playing very defensively, and they did well, keeping themselves out of danger until obviously about the 88th minute. So I'm watching the goal now, actually. Sky Sports have just uploaded it. Saka with a beautiful ball in and Havertz with the header.
It was Saka with the assist, was it? Oh, that's good, because I had him as captain, everybody, as on the FPL.
I forgot to edit my FPL team. I can't even remember my team. But I think I've still got Haaland as captain. It's all right. But Havertz...
We'll get to them in a minute.
Havertz scored a very good header. And again, credit where it's due. It was a nice goal to score. And when we talk about needing a player to turn up in a big moment and score an important goal, that could be it. At this point in time, at time of recording, that's it. And for him to score that goal to send us top of the league, I think is brilliant for him. And whatever you think of Kai Havertz, I'm not his biggest fan. I've mentioned that numerous times. I am very pleased that he got that goal to send us top of the league. So fair play to him.
Absolutely, and well done. And well done, Kai. He's worked so hard for it. Actually, it wasn't just the goal I was impressed with. I was impressed with his use of the ball as well before then. because he came on relatively late, but when he had the ball, he was using it well, I felt. And then to use his big old frame like he did to leap up for the winning goal. It's a great moment for him, without a shadow of a doubt. It's the most important moment in his Arsenal career so far. It's a time of recording, that's absolutely for sure. And who knows, that might be that moment where, and I've been talking about it, and a little bit, like when you get that little bit of confidence, that little bit of momentum. What we want to see now is him building from that. I'd be surprised not to see him start in the Champions League. We'll talk about more about that on Monday. But I would imagine Kai will probably get a start, hence the idea of resting him today from the start. But let's giving the guy credit, who's he's getting the reputation as a utility man as well. The auxiliary left back for Germany, coming up with a winning goal today to put us at the top of the table. And how important was it for us to get them 3 points today after what happened Manchester City against Liverpool today?
It's very important, and with that result, it means that I think, regardless of what happens tomorrow, we're going to be top of the league by the end of the week, and yeah, thank God for that. And look, I did say that a draw between Man City and Liverpool would be in our favour. That, of course, happened, and yeah, now after a very hard watch against Brentford, it is happening. We're top of the table going into next week, which is, of course, a delight to behold.
Absolutely. And not only did Arsenal win, Posh, did a certain other team win today as well.
I'm more happy with that than I am with the Arsenal win, to be honest, because that came from out of nowhere. Oldham Athletic. I mean, so obviously you're probably used to Oldham playing in League One, and it's
Premier League.
Yeah, Joe Royle was the manager. That was the first season in the Premier League, and yeah, it's I'm speechless. Oldham, they're in mid-table. I've just had a look at where they are in the table after that. They're 10th in that league.
Right.
Away at that ground, it would be a tough place to go, especially if you're an out-of-form, completely tactically inept Ebbsfleet side. Anyway, we won 4-1.
Fantastic.
Yeah. A big shout out to Greg Cundle as well. He got the opening goal after 9 minutes. And 4-1 away from home against Oldham. Talk about needing that result, and talk about getting a monkey off your back. And we're probably going to, we'll get carried away. We'll probably get battered in our next game again, and we'll get brought back down to earth. But listen, enjoy the moments while you can. Arsenal won, Ebbsfleet won. It's a good week for the Posh one.
Absolutely. It couldn't have gone any better. It's all coming up Millhouse, isn't it, mate?
As of now, anyway. Let's wait and see what happens.
Absolutely. So look, I think as an instant reaction from the game, I think that's going to just about do it. As you can tell, I have got my hands full over here at the moment. And I'm sure our audience doesn't want to keep on hearing Amy shouting out to me as we carry on. What I will say is I will plug our stream that's still going ahead on Monday night with Soph at 7 o'clock on Monday night. Where we'll bless you.
Arsenal.
Thank you very much. We will get into maybe. Well, Sophie will have her hosting skills up. She's definitely far more qualified host than I am. So she'll ask the difficult questions to us, and we'll have a good time answering them for her. We no doubt be be talking a little bit about the preview for the Champions League game coming up on Wednesday as well. So I think that is just about us out for now. If I take that one away, let's pop the old social media banner up, which I can't find, but it's there. There we go. So, Bertie, thank you very much for joining me at very short notice this evening. It's been an absolute joy and a pleasure.
In the dying seconds, much like Kai Havertz, AFC Always has joined us in the last minute. He says, tells you everything when you have less injuries. Our £65 million player doesn't make the team. Shows the mistake of a transfer.
Oh,
look, he scored today, and he scored the goal that sent us top of the league. So I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt today. If I can do it, you can do it as well, Mr. AFC Always.
Absolutely.
So, yeah. I'm pleased that he scored the goal to take us top of the league. Yes, it wasn't the best of games to watch, but at the end of the day, we got the job done and we're top, regardless of what happens tomorrow. So
we could always almost like a good old-fashioned 1-0 to the Arsenal, George Graham style. It might not be the flashy, flowing football that we had last season, but in a very difficult game away from home, we pick up 3 points today. And how crucial could them 3 points be when it all matters right at the end of the season, when the trophies are going to be picked up?
Still Luton Town are getting more points than him scoring goals. Luton won today.
They beat Palace in the end.
Probably onto something.
Wow. Well, look, we will see. It'll be very interesting to see now that Kai has just got that high-profile, important goal. It's no sympathy. Go and take a penalty. This was, no doubt about it, an absolutely crucial winning goal today. As Posh says, putting Arsenal on top of the table in Mikel Arteta's 200th 200th Arsenal game, I believe. So great achievement for him. Where can they?
Probably not live, AFC Always, because it's in the middle of the night. I've
been up since 5 o'clock this morning, so no, not a chance.
Yeah, but I'll be keeping an eye on it. I'll be checking it out when I wake up. What happened when CM Punk will not return?
What about our friends over on Whistle Dogs? Are they doing anything live tonight?
I don't think they'll do something live, but I think they're going to do a video about Survivor Series tomorrow.
Fantastic.
As what I'm hearing in the old Instagram chat. Go and check them out. They're a new channel. Our favourite, one of our favourites, Mr. Sam Wilson, is there, a member of our channel. And I'll be intrigued to see what happens at Survivor Series, in which CM Punk will not return.
Will it be proper in time, ladies and gentlemen? Who knows? But as we try and wrap up here, ladies and gentlemen, and as you head out the door, please make sure you're hitting the like button and hitting the subscribe button. Bertie, would you like to do your social media for me, sir?
Yeah, you can follow me on X or Twitter at PoshBertie and my Instagram at BertieWanless. And you can find me and Gunnar Meads on Sophie's channel on Monday.
Absolutely. And we'll be simulcasting here, so that should be good as well. You can find me at Gunnar Meads. You could find me probably at a local medical facility because my ankle hurts. You can find me at Gunnar Gathering on X as well. Thank you, everybody, for joining us on our impromptu live reaction stream for tonight. Enjoy your evening, everybody. I'm sure Posh Bertie's going to have a couple of Steve Weisers as he enjoys the evening. Oh, hell yeah. Enjoy yourselves, everybody. Arsenal are top of the league. We'll see you next week, everyone. See you later.